Look at this beautiful thing. Today is a Thor Aria. You know, I think everybody likes to hear kind of how you think.
Okay. So, hi everybody. Looking at this, what is it, 2019 Thor Aria back in the bay. So their existing solar charger will come out from the factory. His solar wasn't working, and anybody that can see colors can see something's not right there. So the polarity got reversed up on the roof, so he just reversed it here, and then all of a sudden it starts working. Interesting. Nobody's perfect. Even I make mistakes all the time. That's why sometimes you'll see me redoing something. So this will come out. That'll be a good spot for the Victron MPPT. I might try and reorient this some, like take this, put it up over there, take this, scoot it up and to the left, take this and move it up over here, and then make room right here for the Multiplus. Then I've got everything covered in the bay. Or I may put the Multiplus here because of this angle. I gotta check on the height of where it needs to sit so that I can get the door closed. It is a heated, or is this heated or vent? It's just a vented compartment. And if we get too hot in here, it already has the exhaust fan. They had the, he told me the name of it, I don't remember. It's kind of like a fire noodle. Basically, if it reaches a certain temperature, that white tube will burst and completely extinguish a fire. So, and this is the power management system. So, Magnum, which model is this? This is a 2000 watt 12 volt. Perfect. So anyhow, big changes are happening in this cupboard. Big changes. Okay, so after some digging around, I found the current battery bay, and I will definitely have to be building some aluminum racking to put all of the batteries in here. So, but yeah, totally doable though. We're up on the roof. We've got the AC unit prepped for the easy start. While I had the covers off, string a little line. And just get the panels all nice and straight. He's got room for 8 more on the top of this roof. Finagled in, but I left room. So I'm going to start on this one too. This is a Coleman MicroAir or something. So anyhow, been busy. Haven't really been recording in time lapse because I'm moving around too much. It's not doing much good. So anyhow, let's get back to it. So occasionally when you are doing the battery swap, if you're going to use the existing compartment, sometimes you're going to come across hydrochloric acid leaks or battery acid leaks. So this is kind of a worst case scenario. It hasn't started deteriorating the metal. It's still got some strength to it, but this has to be cleaned up before you can put anything back in there. So the way to do it is you have to neutralize whatever acid is there, and you do that with baking soda, which I have right over here. So basically what you do is you get this, you know, cover the area, the affected area. Then I like to get it a little bit wet, like a paste, and then work it in. But this has to be cleaned up, and since there's holes in here, all I'm going to do is just paste it up, get it good and clean, and then get all the water to drain out of it. And then I'm going to seal it with Turnabond tape. Seal it up really well, and then I'm going to put down a base layer of wood under the batteries. Keeping my fingers crossed, I'm 99% sure I can fit 6 of these bad boys in there. It's 21 wide by 25.5 long, so I think it's 12 3/4 is the width on the battery, so should be really close. We'll see. So, yeah. It's like somebody planned this. It's crazy. Nothing is ever that, I mean, just fit perfectly in there. And if you line the outside of this with a L bracket, put another ledge, you get a whole nother 6 in right above it. That's crazy. Morning. Day 5, just wrapping up, final connections. This is how the battery bank turned out. So it's almost like it was meant to be. Turn on the light, get some more light in there. And the shunt in the back. Battery temp, because they're not right beside the inverters. Yes, 2. There's my separated power going to the inverters and the coach. And I had temporarily set this out in the front. I gotta move it and put it where it's supposed to be, behind the lugs. And that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. The existing terminals were super corroded, so I had to wire wheel and clean them up all the way back down to their copper. And but so that's strong, that's nice and strong, good. Everything else is buttoned up, so looks like we're good to go here. Let's go get the rest of it done. So now we're going to make some brackets to keep the batteries in place. use tin snip to cut carpet. So don't judge me. It's one less tool I have to carry if I carry some big old scissors. Trim the edges, and let it push down on the battery. This way so it doesn't scratch and hurt the batteries, or over time wear through and get into the wear through the that thing called plastic the BMS. Get into that. So, Alright. Trim. Not to be confused with 2020. If anybody knows what that movie was from, smash the like button. Now you have padded battery brackets so that batteries won't go anywhere. Let's go put them in. I figured since I haven't recorded a whole bunch in time lapse, I figured I'd bring you guys with me. This up just a little bit. When you cut these, they get a little curvy at the end. Sometimes you gotta straighten them back out so that when they go on the wall, they sit flat. None down, 3 to go. That's solid as a rock. I'm just sorry. 2 down, 1 to go. Give me the full effect. Alright, so now we have 1, 2, 3. That one will not go anywhere because of the brackets, and with everything else fastened down, it's not going to bounce around either. Might squeeze one in right there beside it though. Anyhow, good to go. Good to go. Anybody that knows that movie, post it in the comments, because that's a funny movie right there. Boy, that is pretty. Hate to do squirrels, but I'm just going to do this right here.
Yeah, I know. I saw it when we were on the roof.
Wow. That would look really awesome towing my F-350 behind it.
Sewer's there.
Yeah, sewer's right there. So anyhow, okay. But anyhow, this will come out, so that'll be a nice spot for the Victron Multiplus. So this will come out. That'll be a good spot for the Victron MPPT. Then stupid gnats. Southern Florida's full of bugs. Even in February, it's awful. Not really a fan of bugs, so we're in Miami right now. And anyhow,
so lesson learned. Don't do what we did. If you're going to South Florida, specifically Miami, ensure that you have propane before you get there. We have two 40-pounders and a 20-pounder, and that usually lasts us for, gosh, I mean, probably like 3-4 months usually. Anyway, so we went to get those filled up at the campground. Who fills propane? Well, she said, we started to walk out the door to go meet the guy, and then she goes, oh, by the way, it's $45 per 40-pounder and $25 per 20-pounder.
Yeah, let that sink in.
You heard that.
Do the math.
Yep.
$115 for propane.
Like, most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. So then she proceeds to tell us that there's an Exxon station down the road and that they fill propane. So we're like, okay. So we go and we filled the propane, and we didn't ask how much it was. Should have, obviously.
Big mistake. Smash the like button if you know what movie that's from.
Oh, come on. Everybody has to know that one.
So everybody should be hitting the math.
But it was 21.7 gallons of propane at $3.89 a gallon. So we just paid $90 for propane. And so make sure you get the propane before you get to South Florida.
Normally we're in the $50 to $60 range.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, we're used to getting it in the South, which is like, you know, South Carolina, Tennessee. I mean, they have some of the cheapest prices of, like, I think everything. So, anyways, lesson learned.